I think I'm about to share an unpopular opinion. Uh-oh. Hi, I'm Kim Long. I'm with Doja Psychological Services, and today I want to talk about what it's like to turn 50. So please know that this expresses my own personal experience of it, my own views of it. It does not, it's not meant to minimize anybody else's experience. It's a very subjective experience to turn 50. So this is just what I got, and hopefully it resonates with you in some way that's helpful. That is, if you're struggling with it at all. Sorry, suddenly my mouth's really dry. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Anyway, so turning the big 50. I'm going to be honest, the number actually doesn't bother me. And that's where I guess the opinion's kind of unpopular. I didn't think it was a big deal. A number's just a number. And in many ways, I look at it and I'm like, I still have a lot that I look forward to in the future. I'm not done. This is not an old age thing. I'm just turning another year older, and that's a good thing because it means I'm still breathing, still this side of the dirt. So I guess I always kind of took that perspective of it, also because I've been dealing with my own demons around death since I was probably 13 years of age. So maybe it's because I've done a lot of work around that kind of fear of the afterlife, if there is one, and depending on what you believe, all that other stuff. So that's the unpopular opinion part. But I'm going to be honest and admit that there are some things about turning 50 that I've found really annoying, other than the increased senility and the perimenopause. I'm not going to get into any of that. Sorry, and my mouth is really dry. What is going on? Anyway, the first thing that I found really annoying, it's others' expectations of turning 50. They expect you to either make this huge deal about it, or they expect you to suddenly get all hunched over and hobble along like you're some really old, debilitated, broken down person. And now you're supposed to act a certain way, right? And you're not supposed to wear certain things, and you're supposed to just accept that you're old now. What? No, in whose world does 50 mean old? If you look at life expectancies, I still have, at least, in theory, barring any major complications, I still have at least another 20 to 30 years. That's a whole other lifetime. I'm not done. And I hate that expectation. I hate this. You're trying to put me in a box. It's almost like that Dirty Dancing thing, right? And nobody backs baby into a corner. Like, it really ticks me off. Just because I'm 50, why can't it be looked at as, oh my gosh, now you're wise? I'm not. Let's not kid anybody. But you're wise. You have more to offer. I don't get this whole, you're ancient now. I mean, in many ways, I still think I'm 25. That's the brain power. My body disagrees. Again, we don't need to get into that, but you deal with that. There's things you can do. Anyway, I gotta stop ranting about that, but that's a huge pet peeve. The other thing, or the second thing rather, is this realization that if life is a treadmill, I'm next. That sounds so morbid, but really, and this relates to the third thing that I'm going to get into, but really, in the treadmill of life, my parents are no longer with me. And that made it really hard, especially with Mother's Day being so close to my birthday. But really, I'm the next one to fall off the treadmill. So that does make you reflect on your life a little bit more, and especially because you're constantly inundated with 50's a big deal, 50's a big deal. So it just constantly reminds you that, hey, if you're going to be living your life, you better get on it. Clock's ticking. So it's that external pressure of expectations, but also that external pressure of you're running out of time. And just like I said, that awareness that my parents are now dead, and so I will be next. technically my sister should be next because she's a year and a half older. Not that I wish that on her, but I'm just saying, like, I still have another year and a half in theory. I love you, Chris. I'm not saying anything about that. Okay. I had to get that younger sister thing in there. Come on. But like I said, that relates to the third point about, I think especially because I had therapy on my birthday, it really brought to mind that awareness that, and this was the part that made me sad, I think, is it got me thinking about, what is my legacy? What am I doing all of this for? What am I going to leave behind? How am I making a difference? Will anybody even give two figs if I'm gone? Like, who's going to miss me? What change have I affected in the world? What footprint have I left in the world? And like I said, though, I'm not done. So I still have time. And if I can reflect and use that vision moving forward, then maybe I still have time to make more of an impact, because that's important to me. And maybe that's because that's how I was raised. I don't know. But maybe that's not important to you. So there was that emotional piece, definitely. But I think that comes from all the external messages and not so much my internal ones. Because I've wondered for a while, what is my legacy? This question had nothing to do with me turning 50. So I don't know. Like I said, the experience is so subjective. For those of us that are now in the land of 50s, high five us, we're fabulous. And we're not done. So don't let anybody tell you that you're done, right? And if you're struggling with some of the age-related things that do happen, you still have choice about how are you going to approach it. You know, what are you going to do about it to change it so that your life experience is better? I recognize that in many ways I have not been living my life. So it's a good wake-up call. It's not something we have to be afraid of. And I would just invite other people that if you are of the mindset that 50 is old, you're going to be there soon too. So you might want to reframe that a little bit. Just saying. Yeah. So until next time, you take care of your fabulous self. And remember that age is really just a number. There are so many things that we can do in our old age that we couldn't do before. So go seize the day. Bye for now.